Are you tired of bumping into furniture every time you move into your tiny bedroom? What if I told you I found a way to double my usable space without moving walls? I was desperate. My 10 by 12 bedroom felt like a closet. I couldn't even walk without tripping over something. So I tested 6 popular bedroom hacks that promised big results. Some were total flops. But one, it literally changed how I live every single day. For less than $100 total, I transformed this cramped disaster into a functional space I actually love. Today I'm sharing exactly what worked, what didn't, and the one game-changing hack that made all the difference. Stick around to see which hack scored a perfect 9.5 out of 10 and completely transformed my tiny bedroom life. Hack number 1. Underbed storage containers. Let's start with the first hack: underbed storage containers. I got these flat plastic bins for $15 total at the local discount store. Nothing fancy, just basic containers that can fit under my bed. I wanted to see if this super common hack was actually worth it. First, I sorted through all my stuff and picked out things I don't use often: winter sweaters, extra bedding, and those books I want to keep but rarely read. This part took about 45 minutes, and honestly, it felt good to decide what should go where. Next, I packed everything neatly into the containers. I made sure to keep similar items together and labeled each box clearly. Pro tip: take a quick photo of what's inside each container and tape it to the outside. This saves so much time later. Finally, I slid everything under the bed, and wow, instant floor space. I cleared about 6 cubic feet of space just like that. The whole process took less than an hour, and my room already looked less cluttered. But here's the truth: after using this hack for 2 weeks, while it definitely works for storing seasonal stuff, I found myself never taking things out once they went under the bed. It's just too much hassle to pull everything out when I need something. And don't get me started on the dust bunnies that collect down there. So for quick, cheap storage? Yes. For things you use regularly? Probably not the best solution. I give this hack a 6 out of 10. It's affordable and easy, but it has some real drawbacks. Now, the next hack I tried made a huge difference in my dresser drawers, and it didn't cost me a single penny. But you won't believe what happened after 1 week of using it. Hack number 2. Vertical clothing folding. Now let's move on to hack number 2: vertical clothing folding. This hack costs absolutely nothing, which is great for those of us on a tight budget. I don't know about you, but my drawers were a complete disaster. I could never find anything, and I kept buying new clothes because I forgot what I already had. So what is vertical folding? It's a method where you fold your clothes so they stand up in your drawer instead of lying flat in piles. You basically fold everything into neat little rectangles that stand up like files in a cabinet. I learned this technique from Marie Kondo, and I was super curious to see if it actually works. First, I took everything out of my drawers. And wow, I found shirts I completely forgot I owned. This was like a mini fashion treasure hunt. I even found that favorite black t-shirt I thought was lost forever. Next, I folded each item using this special technique. I'll be honest, it took me about 2 hours to fold everything properly. The first few items were a bit tricky, but I got faster as I went along. The key is to make each piece roughly the same size so they stand up nicely together. Then came the satisfying part: putting everything back into the drawers. Look at this. I can now see every single piece of clothing at a glance. No more digging through piles to find what I need in the morning. And the best part? I fit about 40% more clothes in the same drawer space. But let me keep it real with you. 1 week later, my drawers looked like this. It turns out that maintaining perfect folding requires some commitment. When I'm tired or in a rush, I don't always refold things perfectly. But even with some messiness, it's still way better than what I had before. Overall, I give this hack a solid 7 out of 10. It costs nothing, creates tons of space, and makes getting dressed so much easier. The only downside is the time it takes to set up and maintain. If you tried just one hack from this video, this might be the one to go with. But wait until you see hack number 3. If you thought drawer organization was game-changing, Wait until you see what I did with the wasted space behind my bedroom door. Hack number 3, door-mounted organizer. Alright, hack number 3 is all about using that forgotten space on the back of your door. I realized I was ignoring a whole wall of potential storage here. So I got this over-the-door organizer for just $20 at the home store. It's basically a set of pockets that hang on your door. What I love about this hack is how quick it is. It took me less than 15 minutes to set up, no tools needed. You just pop it over the top of your door, adjust it to sit straight, and you're done. Super easy, even if you're not handy like me. The fun part was deciding what to put in all these pockets. I tried using it for shoes first. Then I switched to accessories like scarves, belts, and hats. You could even use it for small electronics, chargers, or school supplies if that's your thing. Here's where it gets interesting. When I put it on my bedroom door, I ran into a problem I didn't expect. The door wouldn't close all the way. The organizer made the door too thick, and it kept hitting the door frame. Plus, let's be honest, it didn't look that great when you first walked into my room. But then I had an idea. I moved it to my closet door instead. This worked so much better. Now all my accessories are hidden when I don't need them, but still super easy to reach when I'm getting dressed. After using this hack for a couple weeks, I found it's perfect for things I use almost every day. The top pockets are great for items I reach for often, while the bottom ones work for stuff I don't need as much. In total, I gained about 8 square feet of storage space without taking up any floor or wall area. I'd give this hack a 5 out of 10 when used on the main bedroom door, but a solid 8 out of 10 when used on a closet door instead. It's affordable, takes minutes to install, and really does create storage out of thin air. You know what's funny? I actually bought this organizer years ago but never used it. It just sat in my closet collecting dust. Now I can't imagine my room without it. Sometimes the simplest solutions are hiding right in front of us. Speaking of hidden solutions, hack number 4 took my bedroom organization to new heights literally. Let me show you how I made use of my empty wall corners and created the perfect spot for my favorite things. Hack number 4, floating shelves. For hack number 4, I decided to tackle those empty corners in my bedroom. These spaces were just collecting dust, but I realized they could be working much harder for me. So I picked up these corner floating shelves for $25. Now, I'll be honest, I was a bit nervous about this hack because it meant drilling holes in my wall. If you're renting like me, always check with your landlord first. I measured everything twice and used a pencil to mark where the shelves would go. Then came the installation, which was interesting. Let's just say I'm not exactly a DIY expert. It took me about an hour and a half, and yes, I did drill one hole in the wrong spot. Oops. But don't worry, a little spackle fixed it right up. Once I got all 3 shelves installed, it was time for the fun part, styling them. I used the bottom shelf for books, the middle one for my plants, and the top one for some decorative items and a small Bluetooth speaker. The great thing is you can change these whenever you want to freshen up your space. What surprised me most about these shelves was how they transformed the feel of my room. That useless corner now draws your eye up, which actually makes my tiny room feel bigger. I gained about 4 square feet of storage space, but it feels like so much more because it's so visible. One thing to watch out for: these shelves do have a weight limit. Mine can only hold about 15 pounds each, so they're not great for super heavy items. I learned this the hard way when I tried to put my collection of hardcover books on one shelf, and it started to sag after a few days. Overall, I give this hack a 7.5 out of 10. The installation takes some work, and they're a bit pricier than some other hacks, but the impact on both storage and room appearance is huge. Plus, they're totally customizable to fit your style. But we've finally reached the moment you've been waiting for, hack number 6. This is the one that completely changed my tiny bedroom forever. Hack number 6. The Game Changer Murphy Desk. Let me introduce you to the ultimate tiny bedroom hack, the wall-mounted fold-down desk. This might look like just a slim cabinet on my wall, but watch this. Ta-da! A complete workspace that appears out of nowhere. I built this for just $25 in materials from the hardware store. You might be thinking this looks complicated, but I promise it's simpler than it seems. If I can do it, you definitely can too. First, I measured the wall space I had available and cut a piece of wood to the right size. I went with a 30-inch by 20-inch desk, which is perfect for my laptop and notebook. You can make yours bigger or smaller depending on your space. Next came the important part, finding the wall studs. You absolutely need to attach this to studs, not just drywall, or it will rip right out of the wall. I marked where each stud was with small pencil marks. Then I attached the hinges to the bottom of my desk piece. This part was pretty easy, just a few screws. The tricky part was mounting the desk to the wall. I definitely recommend having a friend help hold it while you screw it in. The last step was adding these small chains on each side. These stop the desk from opening too far and give it support when it's folded down. I also added this small latch to keep it closed when not in use. The whole project took about 4 hours, including a trip to the store and painting the wood to match my room. And let me tell you, it was so worth it. I used this space for working from home, doing my makeup, writing in my journal, and even eating meals sometimes. The best part? When I'm done, it all just folds away. My room instantly goes from the office back to the bedroom. This single hack has literally changed how I live in this space every day. It's like having an extra room that appears when I need it and disappears when I don't. I've been using this for 3 months now, and it's still working perfectly. I've personalized it by adding a small cork board inside and some hooks for headphones. You could also add LED lights or paint the inside a fun color. On a scale of 1 to 10, this hack is a solid 9.5. The only reason it's not a perfect 10 is that it does require some DIY skills and it's a permanent installation, not great for renters without permission. But in terms of impact on my daily life, nothing else even comes close. After trying 6 different hacks, this fold-down desk stands out by miles. If you're living in a small space and need function without sacrificing style, this is the upgrade. So what are you waiting for? Your dream bedroom might just be one weekend project away. Materials and cost breakdown. Let's talk about money. I know you're wondering how much all of this cost. I kept every receipt so I could show you exactly what I spent on each hack. For the underbed storage, I bought 3 plastic containers from the dollar store. They cost $5 each, so that's $15 total. Not bad for clearing so much floor space. The vertical folding method was completely free. I just used what I already had. That's right, $0 for a totally new dresser system. For the door organizer, I spent $20 at the home goods store. I actually found it on sale, so you might pay a bit more. But even at full price, it's worth every penny. The floating shelves were my biggest expense. The corner shelves cost $25 for a set of 3. Then I spent another $5 on the right screws and wall anchors. So that's $30 total for the shelf hack. And finally, for my game-changing Murphy desk, I spent just $25 on materials. That's $15 for a nice piece of wood, $8 for sturdy hinges, and $2 for the chains and latch. So when we add everything up, the grand total comes to just $97. That's less than $100 to completely transform my tiny bedroom from a cluttered mess to an organized, functional space. Think about it, that's less than the cost of a single small piece of furniture. Common mistakes to avoid. Before you run off to try these hacks, let me save you some headaches. Here are the mistakes I made so you don't have to. Learn from my failures. First mistake, not measuring properly. I originally bought containers that were too tall for under my bed. Always measure the actual space before you buy anything. I wasted $10 on containers I couldn't use. Second mistake. Drilling without checking for wall studs. When I installed my floating shelves, I almost hit a pipe. Always use a stud finder or knock on the wall to hear where it sounds solid. This 5-minute check can save you hundreds in repairs. Third mistake, overloading my organizers. I stuffed so many heavy items in my door organizer that the hooks bent. Be realistic about weight limits. Fourth mistake, forgetting about cleaning. I didn't think about how hard it would be to vacuum under my bed with all those containers. Now I have to pull everything out once a month to clean. Fifth mistake, making things too complicated. I started with a super detailed color coding system for my clothes. I gave up after 3 days. Keep your system simple enough that you'll actually stick with them. The biggest mistake of all? Waiting so long to make these changes. I lived with a cluttered, stressful bedroom for years before finally trying these hacks. Don't be like me, start your bedroom makeover this weekend. 1 month update. Okay, let's get real. It's been 1 month since I did all these hacks, and you deserve to know what actually worked long term. The underbed storage is still working great for seasonal stuff. But I was right about one thing, I rarely take things out once they go under there. So only use this for true. Store it and forget it. Items. The vertical clothing folding? I'm still using it, but I'll be honest, it's not perfect anymore. My drawers don't look like those perfect Instagram photos, but they're still way better than before. I'd say I'm keeping up with it about 80% of the time. The door organizer has been a total win. It's actually working even better now because I've figured out exactly what items work best in each pocket. Quick tip. Put your most used items at eye level. My floating shelves still look amazing. I've changed what's on them twice already, which keeps my room feeling fresh. Just be careful when dusting. I knocked a plant off last week. The closet rotation system is working perfectly. I haven't had to dig through piles of clothes even once this month. And guess what? I haven't bought any new clothes because I can actually see and use everything I already own. And the Murphy desk? Absolute game changer, just like I said. I use it every single day, sometimes multiple times. It's become the command center of my room. Best $25 I've ever spent. So the final verdict after 1 month, all these hacks are still working, though some need a bit more maintenance than others. The total time I spent keeping these systems running? About 20 minutes per week, totally worth it for the hours of frustration it saves me. Tiny bedroom styling tips. Now that your room is organized, let's make it look amazing too. Here are some super simple styling tips for tiny bedrooms. First tip, use a light color palette. Lighter colors make a room feel bigger and hairier. I painted my walls this soft gray color, and it made a huge difference. If you can't paint, try adding light-colored bedding or curtains. Second tip, mirrors are your best friend. A well-placed mirror reflects light and makes your space feel twice as big. I put this mirror across from my window, and now my room feels so much brighter. Third tip, go vertical with decor. Just like with storage, think up instead of out. Tall, skinny lamps, high curtain rods, and wall art that draws the eye upward all make your ceiling feel higher. Fourth tip, use multi-purpose items. This ottoman isn't just for sitting, it holds all my extra blankets. Every piece in a tiny bedroom should work double duty. Fifth tip, keep it cohesive. When your space is small, too many different colors or patterns can feel chaotic. I stick to just 2 to 3 main colors for a calm, put-together look. One last tip, add plants. Even just 1 or 2 small plants add life to your space. I promise they make your room feel more peaceful. If you kill plants like I do, fake ones work too. These simple styling changes take your room from just organized to a space you actually love spending time in. And isn't that the whole point? So there you have it. 6 tiny bedroom hacks put to the test in my real bedroom. What a difference, right? For less than $100 and 1 weekend of work, I went from feeling trapped in my tiny bedroom to having a space that actually works for me. No more stress, no more mess, just a room I love spending time in. Which hack are you going to try first? Drop a comment below and let me know. I'd love to hear which one you think would work best in your space. If you found this helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more small space solutions. Until then, remember, you don't need a bigger bedroom, you just need smarter solutions. See you in the next video.